Hey there, traders. This is Sam. Today is Wednesday, the 2nd of April, 2025, and it looks like we had a good day. When you're just looking at this daily chart, it gapped lower at the open, pulled up pretty hard all day, got above the zone, and closed right on top of the zone. However, look where price is in the post market. You can even put a line here. They dropped after that 4 p.m. speech by President Trump. This is so-called Liberation Day. Not sure what that means exactly, but it did have an effect on the market. Where they're at now doesn't mean this is where they're going to be in the morning. They've done crazier things. If you look back here in August, think about what this looked like the next morning from Friday to Monday. Opened way down here, and they haven't been back to that area since. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to bounce from this area. I just have been saying that this zone, which we've been looking at for quite a long time now, is still important, and the bulls need to be above this to climb, and the bears want to be below to fall. And so this close at 4 o'clock, currently at 7:23 p.m. Eastern, the day of that announcement, doesn't look like it means much if tomorrow morning they open well below and give the appearance that the bears are in control. But again, we've got some time before tomorrow morning. But not to belabor the point, but this is just a bunch of back and forth around this area. It becomes a lot more clear when you look at larger time frames. Here's a weekly chart, came down, stalled out in this area, and under normal circumstances, they should be up here somewhere bouncing from this area. And since they're not, this is that something else is going on, perhaps, kind of scenario that we've been discussing for some time. This morning, there were a lot of levels put out. You can read through this. Pretty much the entire message was they could do anything today. They could go up, they could go down. The zone was important. As a reference, I didn't want to trade the levels. I even said this here, kind of a reference, not exactly levels I'd want to trade today. But ironically enough, those exact levels came into play. I'm talking about the 561 and the 563.65. They came into play today, but I didn't take any trades. Curious if any of you guys took trades at it, knowing what you know about how important that zone is. But even so, there were some good trades at the levels despite that fact. Here is what the levels looked like today on the 1-minute chart. We'll zoom in and talk about how you would have traded them per the rules. Again, the lighter blue dashed lines indicate the lower and top part of the zone just for reference. And obviously you can see it was important. So they went up through 557.44. 15 minutes later, they're here, still going up. So really no trades until they got up to 564.51. Although in the meantime, every time price hit the zone, 561, bounced, pulled away, bounced off of it, hit 563.65. And you can see it's pretty obvious. So these trades would have worked. Again, I didn't trade them. You are welcome to, having that information in the morning. But anyway, 564.51, nice little base hit, way more than 4 points on that little pullback. Got above it, and a nice, precise trade at 567.38. I mean, these levels work the majority of the time. There's been a few days where the levels haven't worked so well. Chalk that up to unusual market behavior, but today we're back in business, even at 564 on the other side of that trade. So after that short trade, they got above this level at 12:48 p.m. They got back into it at 1:43. Way more than 20 minutes. You can trade on the long side if you want, but keep in mind, there's the top of the zone, which has already proven to be important. So you might want to wait and see what they were going to do with this zone first, but we're sticking to a process here. So if you went long, 564.56, that's 5 cents above the level. Just adjust that level toward price 5 cents. That's the little buffer. Sometimes it comes in handy. You would have been out of the money for a little bit. And the fumble signal was given when you were 4 3/4 points out of the money. Reversed the trade, so you would have lost 4 3/4 points, and reversed it right before it fell, so pulled at least 4 points on that reversal. A lot more than that, but we're just going to count 4 points. Once again, they bounced off the extremes of the zone for a while. But what's important now is really not where they close. I mean, closes are important, of course, daily closes in this area, right above this 564.51. But let's go ahead and open up the 24-hour session and talk about what they did after the fact. So here they are hanging around this level. That speech from President Trump, the 4 o'clock announcement of tariffs, this is what it did to the market. They shot up. Now, let's just think about this. If you were still trading these levels, I'll let you in on a little secret. I did trade right up here. But anyway, and we can watch that. I recorded the entire day. But if we were playing by the rules and you traded each of these levels, would you have traded 567.38 on the short side? No, because you did it over here already. So they went up. Well, these are viable. So if you went short there, that was pretty good. Back down, a bounce off of this for a recycle trade. Would you have traded this on the long side? No, because you did it over here. It sliced through it. And I'm not counting the zone because they weren't tradable levels in the morning. They get down to 557.44, and this level was never hit during the day. So there was a reaction. I don't know if that was 4 points or not, but definitely the next level down, next level down, next level down. Look what they did here. So the levels were pretty important. It's pretty obvious to see that now. But anyway, they tried to get above the zone. And while they did close slightly above it, what really matters is where price is now, and they're way below it, which seems to fit in that theme of the bears seem to have the upper hand. The bulls just can't seem to get it together. Here is a recording of what I did today. Essentially, I just watched the market do their thing. I did not get involved until the end of the day. I tried to get a long trade when they came back down into 557.44 or 557.49 as adjusted. You'll see that in a minute. Had some reference levels there and an order pending in the system, but they never got that low, at least at this point in the day. Did not mess with the zone. That's what they're doing now. And so here, all the levels are dotted. That's my indication that I don't want to mess with the levels and trade them in any way. However, I wanted to see what would happen at 4 o'clock. So I left this recording going until then. So I'm just going to speed up here, scrub ahead, and here's 4 o'clock. So there's a zone up here, right? I mean, these lines have been since made it dotted, but that was a dashed zone area. These levels were dashed. Well, I went short there and pulled 12 points because I saw what was going on. I thought this is an important area. They could fall. I didn't think they were going to fall as far as they did, but I just got a little, relatively small section of this, just 12 points. And it happened pretty fast. So this recording is slowed down just so you can see the details of this because I think it took less than a minute really for this trade to play out. So after not making any trades at all for several days since I think Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, I took this one trade today, little unorthodox after the market closed, got 12 points, and just kind of stepped away. I did not see this at all. So, I mean, I did see it later, but when they fell, it just goes off the screen because I really wasn't paying attention. I wasn't at my computer. So let me move ahead here a little bit. Came back, saw what was happening, just adjusted it. I mean, I'm not messing around with the market at this point, just letting them do their thing. But we already talked about what they did on the way down, a lot of little bounces. But that was it. So all the way to the end here, let it go till 5 o'clock. Close enough. Anyway, that was the recording of my activity for the day, or my trading activity. And on the tracking log, you can read through the notes here. It ended up being 3 base hits and 1 fumble, and that's how it landed. So with 2 contracts traded per level, you would have ended up there, and you can read all the metrics. And on the Sam's trades, it was 12 points with 2 contracts after the fact at that level that did not get hit during the open session, $1,200 before commissions. So that's pretty much it for today. That's a wrap. Things could look interesting again tomorrow. I mean, we've had some pretty exciting days. I mean, 200 or so S&P points, range from low to high in the last few days. And now they're currently breaking under support, or so it seems at this point, trying to go lower. We'll see what happens in the morning. As you know, there will be new levels and a new game plan, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this useful. Talk to you again soon. Have a great day.